Hello and welcome to Sunday Morning Tailgate brought to you by Coast to Coast. I am your host, the quarterback, Big D. I'm joined today by my man down there in Dallas, but I know if he was with Alabama, he could have got that 1 yard they needed at the touchdown. My man Chris P. Bacon, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and I probably could get that 1 yard, but
Yeah, exactly. And then up there, Mr. Loro, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. It's a great day for football. Turned on my TV for the London game, and looking forward to calling two games today on Colorcast. Going to be calling the Patriots and Texans game, and also Sunday Night Football with the Bills and the Chiefs. Both games should be good, but I think the one I'll be calling first will be somewhat of a blowout.
Ooh, okay. So, with that said, you said, well, we got the London game today. So, Loro, you've been watching it. Give us a little lowdown on the London game.
Well, Atlanta's offense was on fire in the first half. Kyle Pitts finally got his first touchdown of his NFL career. Hayden Hurst also got a touchdown, and for the Jets, they're getting exposed by that Atlanta defense. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be a high-scoring game, 34-31 or something like that along those lines, but it's not. But Atlanta, you got to give them credit. I mean, the Falcons, they're probably going to be ended up being victorious in this game.
How about you, Chris? What do you think of that game so far?
I would have hoped for a high scoring game, but when you have two teams that both have kind of equal to 2-6, I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. Falcons been here before a couple years ago, a few years ago. This is the Jets' first time in London, so I think they had a little jet lag, and um, you know, I kind of figured the Falcons would win.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where, I mean, I'm with you guys. I thought it'd be high scoring since, both teams are kind of in that rebuild mode. But right now, looks like Atlanta's getting it. 20-9 last time I saw. Jets just ain't got no offense going. Just over 100 yards. So right now, I would expect the Jets to lose, get closer to being in the top three again in draft, and see where they go from there. I mean, down the road, yeah, I think Wilson might be a decent quarterback. Atlanta's rebuilding, so how many more years does Matt Ryan have over there? Congrats to Kyle Pitts on getting that first touchdown. I know that means a lot to any sport athlete to get your first whatever. So with that being said, let's touch base a little bit on that Thursday game. Rams, Seahawks. Chris, what do you take from that game?
No, it was a good game overall. I mean, both both quarterbacks had a hand injury. It just seemed like for Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, it became a little worse. He's going to be out for a few weeks, and I think this hurts the Seahawks' chances of making the playoffs. But I mean, crazier things can happen. Maybe Geno Smith can really lead the Seahawks, to a playoff berth. But I highly doubt that.
How about you, Loro?
I thought that the Rams played a good football game, but when Russell Wilson got hurt on his middle finger, it kind of reminded me of when Aaron Donald hit Drew Brees like that, and that it was unfortunate for Russell Wilson to go through that. But even with Wilson out for 4 weeks, I expect Geno Smith to step up, and I do expect Russell Wilson to be back for the pivotal matchup against the Green Bay Packers, because I do expect the Seahawks to somehow, some way, still make the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was, like Chris said, both quarterbacks had a little injury there, but, being who Russell Wilson is, his is getting publicized more. The first diagnosis I saw was 4 to 8 weeks, and now they're saying more closer to 4 weeks. So, being that it is 4 weeks, and first off, I didn't even know Geno Smith was still in the league. So when he came in, I
I
was
didn't
kind of
either.
like shocked. So But let's say Seattle got 4 weeks. What's their record going to be like, you think, Loro?
Well, I think the Steelers, that game could go either way. I think the Seahawks could win these 4 games without Russell Westbrook, but who knows?
Well, yeah, I think they can win without Russell Westbrook too, because he plays basketball. But Russell Wilson, you're talking about. You said
Russell Wilson played baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, anyways, Chris,
I
what
was
do you
talking
think?
about
The
Russell
next
Wilson,
4
though.
games. Next 4 games. What do you think, Chris, for Seattle?
Like their record wise, I
How do you think they're going to play out here?
think they're gonna. I think 2-2.
2-2. Okay, I just wanted to see here who they have. Let's see, next 4 weeks. So they got the Steelers, Saints, Jags, and then the Packers. So yeah, that could be 2-2, 3-1. So they'll still be in the mix. I mean, Geno Smith should be able to pull something out those 4 games. So yeah, so let's get into it, guys. It's week 5. We are already a quarter into the season. I mean, so start off like normal. Chris, what did you well, let's go first 4 weeks. What surprised you, the good or bad? What surprised you the first 4 weeks?
What surprised me, I think, was the Bengals going 3-1 right now. I mean,
Okay.
You had Burrow coming back from an injury, and you didn't know really how he was going to be. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay, how about you, Loro? Good or bad? What kind of surprised you so far in the first 4 weeks?
What surprised me in the first 4 weeks of the season is the Carolina Panthers are off to a hot start, along with the Cincinnati Bengals being off to a hot start. And also, are the Denver Broncos pretenders? They look like it. They are playing really well right now, but they have a big test against the Steelers, and I do hope that they can continue that momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I mean, the Rams being 3-1 behind Stafford. I mean, I knew Stafford was that good, so look what happens when you get him some weapons. Cardinals being 4-0. I'm with Loro on the Panthers being 3-1. Again with Denver too. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater's, he's not going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's going to be average. I mean, above average. I mean, as long as he ain't making mistakes, he's gonna play there. So with that being said, any update before we get into it on today's game there, Loro? Anything exciting?
Where, in the London game?
Yeah, the London game. Before we get
Right
started.
now, it's on a commercial break,
Okay.
so it's still a 20-9 lead for the Falcons.
All right, so they must be getting close to the end of the third quarter, start of fourth. So
I got 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
okay, all right. So let's get it going. First game we'll talk about is the 3-1 Packers versus 3-1 Bengals. Loro, what do you got on that game?
I'm gonna pick the Green Bay Packers to win this game. I mean, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game, but give me the Packers 45-42.
All right, Chris, how about you, bud?
I'm going 34-31 Packers.
Yeah, God, it's tough. You know what? I'll be a little different because they're at home. I'm gonna go to Bengals. I think the Bengals will do it. It'll be a close game, so definitely go with the Bengals. Next game we got our viewer Tim's chiming in. How's it going, Tim? He says Packers by 4, so we're not picking too big of a blowout there. So Dolphins versus the Bucks. Dolphins 1-3. The Bucks are 3-1. Loro, what do you got on that one?
Give me Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary is still depleted. I think it's probably going to be a high-scoring game for both the Patriots and Dolphins, and I think the Dolphins will keep up in this game, but I just don't think it'll be enough for the Dolphins to pull out a victory.
Yeah, I heard the early reports is the Bucks are starting like almost every backup defensive back they have. I think they're the starters are all out. From what I heard, I mean that was yesterday. I mean today's a different day, so yeah, I'll take the Bucks in a nice shootout. I think it's gonna be a shootout, like you say, Loro. Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Buccaneers defeating the Dolphins. I mean, you have Tom Brady on your team, and we all know how special he is, and you have him on your team. It's almost like a sure victory. Not always, but
Yeah. All right, so moving on, we got the Philadelphia Eagles 1-3 versus the Carolina Panthers 3-1. Chris, what you take on that game?
on which game? Sorry.
The Eagles Panthers.
Ooh, I'm going Panthers over the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles have been struggling, which is fine by me. But but after that loss against the Cowboys, I think Carolina can get back on track.
Okay. How about you, Lowro? Eagles Panthers.
Give me the Carolina Panthers in a blowout.
Yeah, I think Panthers by 7 or more, just like what Tim said there. So we'll also move on to the Lonely Lions at 0-4 versus the Minnesota Vikings. So I'll take this one. Um, I'm going to take the Lions. I think Lions are going to be due. I think it's going to be a close game. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to come down to kicking, and still can't trust that kicker. So I'll take the Lions by a point or two. I think it's going to be close. How about you, Chris?
Let's see. I think it is going to be close, but I think the Vikings will probably pull it off. They are at home, and they do have a good home record overall. So let's give Kirk Cousins a home victory.
Yeah, it'd be nice to give Kirk Cousins a lot more than that. So, Laurel, how about you? Lions, Vikings.
Give me the Detroit Lions. They're due for a win, and I want to see Coach Campbell get his first game ball and get his first win as a full-time head coach.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one of those things. I mean, yes, I'm a Vikings fan, but we'll see. I mean, there's already talks here that this game is make or break, and if they lose, the blow up starts, and so we'll see. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah,
we got the Denver Broncos 3-1 versus Steelers 1-3. Loro, I know you kind of broke this already, so give us what's shaking on that game.
I picked the Denver Broncos to win this game. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to have a good game, but I think the Steelers' defense is good, but they might have a hard time stopping Teddy Bridgewater because he can really run out of the pocket and he can make plays. And I think the Denver offense has been pretty good. Their defense is good too, but I think Brandon McManus will kick the game-winning field goal.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's I'm going Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater, he's a game manager. He's not going to make he'll make a big play here or there, but he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. I mean, unless he miraculously wins, 3-4 Super Bowls. But his stats are, as long as he's take care of the ball, they should have a chance of winning. So, Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I'm picking the Broncos over the Steelers. If the Steelers really want to win this game or any game, I think they should just bench Roethlisberger and replace him with someone else because I think he's played for a long time and I think they should just bench him and he should just retire after this season. He should have retired last year.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I think we all can agree on that. So Tim's chiming in on the last couple games. He's going Vikings by 8 and Steelers by 3. So next game we got on the docket is the Tennessee Titans 2-2 against the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. Chris, what do you take on that game?
Jacksonville and I don't know. I mean, they're both struggling, which is not good for them. I'm going with Tennessee. They still have Derrick Henry and Jacksonville. I'd like to get have them to get their first win, but I don't know. They've been having so much stuff going on, so we're going Tennessee.
Okay. Loro, how about you?
I'm gonna go to the Tennessee Titans. I just think the Jaguars right now they're just in trouble right now. But I do expect, however, the Jaguars to find a way to win a game eventually with Urban Meyer. I give it time with Urban Meyer. I don't think he's one and done in Jacksonville. That debate, there's a lot of speculation on that. I want to see what he can do in the NFL. I want to give him maybe 3 or 4 years to see what he could do.
Yeah, it's one of those things with him and what's going on. I mean, it sucks that, everybody's got to be a media expert now and, you can't do nothing private. But with that being said, I got to go with Titans. I think Titans running game is going to help them. And, maybe Lawrence will be better, but I think Titans will take that game. So next is a battle of 1 and 3 teams. We got the Patriots versus the Texans. Loro, your team, what's up?
Well, I mean, they just come off a very rough loss to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a good homecoming for Brady. The Patriots played well. Mac Jones played well. So give me the Patriots in a blowout over the JV Houston Texans. They don't have Deshaun Watson. They don't have Tyrod Taylor. But I want to see the Patriots just blow the heck out of the Houston Texans, put up 50 points on the board against this team that just doesn't have a defense. But they have a good offense, though. Yeah. I'll tell you that, because they have weapons like Brandon Cooks, David Johnson. They don't have Danny Amendola or Rex Burkhead today.
Yeah. All right, Chris, how about you?
I'm going with the Patriots. They've been struggling too, and with a rookie quarterback, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm sitting with you guys. I think we'll go with the Patriots. I don't think we'll get 50 points from the Patriots, but you never know. So that wraps up the 12 o'clock games, except for the one that we'll pick here in a few minutes. Moving on to the 3 o'clock games. We got the 2-2 Bears versus the 3-1 Raiders. Chris, what do you think of that game?
Oh, that's good. I'm going with Raiders. Yeah, okay. Raiders.
All right. Laura, how about you? Raiders, Bears?
I'm going to pick the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think that the Bears will keep up since Justin Fields is starting, but I just think the Raiders are just going to go out there and just get this victory.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Nagy, like our man Messaround said, if he gives up the play call, the Bears will be better. They were last week, and granted, it was against the Lions, so I'm not holding too much hope. But so let's see what happens today. I'll go with the Raiders too in Vegas. So the next game, Chris, it's your game. Giants, the Cowboys. I know you probably didn't get much sleep over this game. I mean, being a rivalry game. So what do you got?
I got the Cowboys beating the Giants. I mean, Giants have been struggling, but it's also one of those games where you can't overlook the Giants. I mean, they only got one win, but they're kind of hungry for another win. And who knows what's going to happen, but I just feel like Cowboys are going to win it.
Okay, how about you, Loro?
I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys. I'm with Chris on this one, and even though Jason Garrett's going to attack that Cowboys defense since he's on the other sideline, I still think the Cowboys are the better team, and I think the Cowboys are a lot better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, for me, it's it's just like the NFC North. You get those division games going. They're tough to pick. Being that they're at home, gotta go Cowboys and see what happens there. But yeah, it'll be a close game, I think. So moving on, we got the 49ers versus the 4-0 Cardinals. Loro, what is your take on that game?
Well, I mean, I like Trey Lance. I think he's going to be a great quarterback, the next face of the franchise, a quarterback for the Niners. But I think the Cardinals right now are the better team. Give me Kyler Murray and D-Hop and the Cardinals to get this victory.
Yeah, I'm with you on that whole take there. Arizona's flying high right now. They got a solid defense. The offense is, you know, extremely high flying. So uh, I'm taking the Cardinals. Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals. I mean, rookie again. It's a rookie quarterback situation. Like
Yep.
the Patriots, and the Cardinals' defense has been really good. Offense has been really good too. Uh, I don't think there's a chance for the 49ers to win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I get you on that. And our viewer Tim, he's chiming in and he's saying the Cardinals by Larry Fitzgerald, number 11. He said there he's going with the 11-point game there. All right, so that breaks down those games. Now we're into our weekly picks that we all do. We pick a morning game, an evening game, the Sunday night game, and the Monday night game. So right now our standings, as I see them, our man Messaround, he had a pretty good week last week. He's 12-5. No, that's wrong. 12-4. I'm sorry. Uh, Myself and Loro are both at 10-6. Chris,
No.
you are at 9-7, and our viewer Tim is at 7-9. So so we're all hanging around there. So we'll go back to the early game. We got the Saints versus the football team. Chris, who you taking?
Whew. New Orleans, you don't know who's gonna, who's gonna be at quarterback. I mean, we do, but what type of quarterback? Washington, they have Heineke, which he's pretty good, but I'm going with New Orleans.
All right, Chris is going to New Orleans. Loro, where are you heading?
Washington football team, I think their defense is good. I like Alvin Kamara and that Saints rushing attack. Cameron Jordan's a good leader of that defense, but I'm just not sure about Jameis Winston right now. So just give me the Washington football team in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you, Loro. I mean, both teams are one of those don't know what team's going to show up, but I think the Saints have more questions. I'm going with the Washington football team. Our viewer Tim's going with the Washington football team by a touchdown, and our man Messaround, he's going with the Saints. So that's that one. Next game, I think it's going to be possibly the game of the week. I think they're both 3-1. Browns versus the Chargers. Loro, who are you taking in that game?
I'm going to pick the LA Chargers. I mean, as much as, I like Baker Mayfield and the Browns, I just think the Chargers are definitely on to something right now. They're rolling right now.
Okay. Chris, how about you?
I'm going with Chargers.
Okay. And for myself, I'm going with the Browns along with Dave. Mess around. I think for me, I'm taking him because I think that running game is just high flying right now. It's a tough task to stop two backs, and they do have a pretty decent passing game there. So our viewer Tim is also going with the Browns. He said by 9. So, but I think it'll be a game of the week. I really do. So moving on to another possible game of the week, our Sunday night game, Buffalo versus Kansas City. Loro, I know you love the Buffalo Bills, so
Whatever.
all right. What do you get? What's your takes on that, or should I even ask?
Well, here's the thing. I think this is going to be a great game. I think that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are going to have a great game. The Bills are a good team. They're rolling. They haven't looked back, taken a step back since losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers on opening day. The Chiefs have been somewhat struggling, but give me the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. I really think that they need a win to get their season on track, and I do think that, however, when it's all said and done, I do expect the Chiefs to be a top team in the AFC.
All right, Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City's been struggling. They're a 3-point favorite in tonight's game. But Buffalo is really good too. They have Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, and Diggs, and a few others. But I'm still going with Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on that one. So I'm taking Kansas City. I think Messaround Dave, he's taking Kansas City, and our viewer Tim, he is going to go on a limb, and he's probably trying to get a game on us. He's going to go Buffalo, so he's going to take the Bills. Which again, I can see why. I mean, they do have a decent offense. Kansas City doesn't have much of a defense, so that game could be high scoring if you want to talk about some high scoring games. So, all right, moving on to our Monday night game. We got the Colts versus the Ravens. Chris, what do you take in that game?
Ooh, I'm going with Baltimore on. Believe Baltimore on this one. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore. You got Lamar Jackson. Uh, and then you have Carson Wentz on the other side. Carson Wentz been struggling. Uh, so
Okay.
that's who I'm going for.
Loro, how about you? Colts, Ravens, Monday night.
Give me the Ravens in a field goal. Justin Tucker will just continue to make clutch kick after clutch kick.
Yeah, it's nice to see somebody has a good kicking game. So, myself and Dave, we're both taking the Ravens. Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. I think one of my boards, I picked them. I think I picked it like 20-26 or something like that. So I think it's going to be a close game. Tim, I know you're a Colts fan, so it didn't shock me that you're going with the Colts, but he's also picking a close game. He said by 6. So before we move on, let's see if there's any updates on injuries. Dalvin Cook, I know, is a game time decision.
Kittle's out.
Sutton to play for the Broncos. Any other games you guys see that people have popped up on the injured list or not? Or
Well, Patriots will be without Shaq Mason and also Isaiah Wynn.
Okay.
Isaiah Wynn has tested positive for COVID, and he will not be in the lineup today.
Okay, so all right. Let's see. McCaffrey went from doubtful to out, so he's not playing today. That kind of hurts my team. And Mixon went to from questionable to healthy, so he should be in the lineup today. So, all right. So let's get into our next topic here. With what we're going to call him Professor Chris for this segment. Chris, what's your history lesson today? What happened in the past?
I found about 5 things we could go over.
All right, go ahead.
In 1920, the Phoenix Cardinals, then called the Chicago Cardinals, played their first NFL game. It ended in a 0-0 tie.
Nice.
I know, right? A lot of ties back then.
Oh yeah.
1921, the Decatur Staleys became the Chicago Staleys, and they won 14-10. Notice a trend of low-scoring games.
Yep.
More modern day, I guess you'd say, football. Back in 1976, the New York Giants opened Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. They opened against the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants lost that game 24-14 in front of 76,042 fans. Back in 1993, the Cleveland Browns, Najee Musaf, I think he was, set a club record for the longest interception, which was 97 yards. And then a year later, in 1994, the Giants retired Lawrence Taylor's number 56 jersey.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he was a beast back in his day. So
yeah.
So good history lesson there. 0-0 game. Bears winning. I mean, Who would ever thought that back in the day? That must have been a boring game to watch unless your defense. I mean, to watch a 0-0 game. So,
Well, I mean, that was when the NFL and I think football in general was just, coming about, or at least
oh
the
yeah,
NFL was.
yeah.
So
Well, could you see watching a 0-0 game now? I mean, jeez.
yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't.
yeah. All right. So moving on, we're going to get the lowdown with Loro. The topic is how long can the Cardinals stay perfect? So give us the lowdown, Loro. How far can they go?
I think the Cardinals can stay perfect until week 11. I'm saying I could go out on a limb there, but I just think that the Cardinals' schedule just looks pretty easy. But I feel like that they could remain perfect until today. They could beat Cleveland, but I just think that Cleveland's so tough at home. I think they'll lose one. They'll lose in Cleveland, and then I think they could beat the Texans, and they could beat the Texans and the Packers and the 49ers and the Panthers and the Seahawks.
All right. So you go week 11. So the 72 Dolphins got a few more weeks before they can pop open that champagne that they've been doing. So
maybe they can go week 11, but I'm saying that they probably won't just because
okay.
the Browns are just too good at home.
Yeah, that is true. You are right. The Browns are good at home. So we'll see where that goes. So, all right. So typically the next topic will be for our man Messaround, but he's out today. So we're going to cover it. We're going to stop messing around with Messaround, but it's going to be us guys. Should the NFL have a team overseas? So, we're playing the London game today. There's talk about Germany possibly getting in the mix. So, Chris, what do you think? Should there be a permanent team? Should there be games overseas? What do you think?
I mean, it'd be great, but I don't think it'll be possible. I don't think it'll work out, with the logistics and, going over there. I don't know how the schedule will pan out. You'd have to add a week or two. You could see maybe like the London team or the international team playing half of their games at home and then the other half on the road with it in between bye, for travel. I don't know how it'll work out. I don't think it'll work.
Okay. How about you, Low Roll? Do you think there should be overseas games, a team conference? What do you think?
There shouldn't be a team overseas. I think that the NFL should continue doing international games just so that the NFL can expand on the popularity of the NFL and also showcase their skills in front of fans in Europe and also Mexico City.
Yeah, no, it's one. I mean, I can see actually a team in Mexico City. I mean, that's still North America, but overseas, no. Have a game here and there over in Jacksonville, over in London. Germany now is getting in talking to the mix. But for it to work, if they want, I know Gordell wants them to. He really wants a team over there. I really think you would have to put 4 teams over there and have them play each other quite a bit. 2 of them come over here, 2 American teams over there, but I just don't see it working. I kind of like the games here and there over there, so at least keep that going. But let's stop talking about having a team over there permanently because it's not going to work. So, next up is my favorite category because I seem not to be able to get one of these guys right. But yet, if you guys are keeping track, it's my big baller. Honestly, I'm 0-4 in picking them, but yet the teams are winning, so I'm like 3-1. Let alone the Packers losing. So this week I'm looking at the slated games, and it was a tough pick. I'm still kind of debating on where I'm going to go at here. Let me just look again here quick. Give me the Tennessee Titans defense as my big ballers this week. I think they're just going to have a field day with Lawrence and them guys. So Tennessee's Titans defense is going to be my big baller of the week. So either it's going to be a jinx and we're going to get that first win, or they're going to step up. So with that being said, so anything else you guys could think of offhand here? I mean, we still got about 20 minutes left. Loro, what's going on in the game? I see it's a commercial break, but what do we got so far? Anything?
Nothing changed. No scoring changes from what we see here. It was 20-9. So it looks like the Falcons are pretty much closing in on a victory.
Okay. Well, we might have to check that because ESPN has a 17-20 right now. So that they must have just scored before the commercial break there before we got to them. So it looks like Carter might have scored on a 2-yard touchdown run. See? Alabama, run the ball when you're inside the
3-yard line. I think
Yeah, so we'll have to check that when they come back. But I got about 6:50 left in the game. At least that's what ESPN has. Might be under review. I don't know. So,
so I got a question. We talked about we talked about who's going to be undefeated, like the Cardinals. Who do you think out of the winless teams? I think there's only a few of them. Do you think will continue to be winless?
Well, let's see. We got Jacksonville and the Lions. Both are winless. So
yeah,
for me, it's going to be Jacksonville because I did pick the Lions to win in a close one. But if they both go winless today, I mean, it's going to be tough because both of them have a pretty tough schedule. I can see them both being winless up until next year, really. So, what about you, Loro? What do you think?
Oh, what was the question again?
Out of the two winless teams, who's going to stay winless for a while?
Probably the Jaguars. Their schedule's just too tough right now.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Like I said, when it comes to the North, those games are always, phenomenal. It's tough to pick them. So, I can see Jacksonville staying winless for a while. So, fantasy football, how's your guys' teams looking? Chris, how's your team looking in fantasy football?
I come so close every week. I'm winless right now, but in one league and in a couple other leagues, I have 1 to 2 wins, so I'm not doing too bad. But a couple of them I come close in winning, but I don't.
Yeah, how about you, Loro? What you got for fantasy football?
I'm looking at it right now. I mean, Tua's still out. I mean, we'll see how Hunter Henry does since he's in my lineup today with Gronk hurt. So hopefully Hunter Henry can rack up some fantasy points today. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hanging around there. There's I think one league I'm 1-3 in, and the rest, 3 of them I'm 3-1 in.
Hold on a minute. Yeah. We got sorry for the misinformation.
No, go ahead.
Here. So it is a 20-17 game for the Falcons. They're only trailing by 3, and the Jets, they could very well either score on the last drive or they could win this game against
all right.
Well, for what I see, the Falcons have the ball, and they're just trying to run the clock out. It looks like trying to.
They're gonna try to run it out. I mean,
there's about 5.5 minutes left in the fourth.
So. Okay. So as that's going on, and then I got one league where I'm 4-0. Actually, I'm basing the other 4-0 team, so looking to get a win in that one so I can start trash talking them a little bit. So, I mean, that's all fantasy football is. I mean, we all know it's luck, but it's all about trash talking. I mean,
It's on good
having
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some people take it too serious, so got about 10, 15 minutes left. I'm just looking at news. You guys got anything else?
Ooh, I
Well, it looks
mean,
like the Panthers, this might be old, trying to sign ex Cowboy Smith. That linebacker or defensive end that got released?
oh yeah, yeah. The Packers signed him.
The Packers did? Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's not going to play this week, but uh, I think he's expected to play next week. He struggled in Dallas. I mean, he did have a good, strong career. It's
Okay.
just the last couple of years, he kind of declined. But I think it was kind of a shock, the other day, a couple of days ago, where he just got released, and no one really knew, why at the time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, one of those, because he's still a young guy, ain't he? Or is he?
Like 28, 29.
Okay, so he's getting there. So, Loro, you got anything, coming up? I mean, or got any news that we might have missed, or any topics you want to give covered?
Oh, we're pretty much good here.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I
since we
think
got
so.
a few times, with 4 weeks in the books, who's your guys' MVP right now? Laura, I'll start with you.
I'm going to say Kyler Murray. I mean, the Cardinals are 4-0, and I think he's the reason for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a non-quarterback? Because it seems like quarterbacks are probably going to run the list. Who's your non-quarterback MVP?
I would say Derrick Henry, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's definitely a beast. How about you, Chris? Your MVP right now through 4 weeks.
On the quarterback side, you could go between Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray, but I would give it to Kyler Murray on the quarterback side, and then on non-quarterback, does it have to be offense or defense, or it could be
No,
either
go
one?
whoever you want to go with, man. It's your pick.
There's a lot of people on the defensive side you could probably give it to. I would have to give it to probably Diggs on the defense side for the Cowboys. He had
5
like
6
three.
already.
Yeah. So I think if you could give it to a defensive player, he'd probably be the guy to choose.
Yeah, for me, I'm stuck between Murray and Stafford. Because I've seen Stafford twice in a year, so
Yeah.
now he's got weapons.
He's
Show what we
looking
can
good.
do. So
Stafford's
I'm stuck
looking.
I'm stuck between those guys. As for me, God, it's tough. I mean, Henry's a good pick. I'm gonna go with Myles Garrett. I mean, 6 sacks through 4 weeks. I know,
Hey, that's pretty
Chandler
good.
Jones had 5 that 1 week, but he hasn't done nothing. So, yeah, I do like that Diggs pick. I mean, 5 touchdowns. So on the flip side of it, who's your least likely, or who's your bust right now? I guess in the NFL season, Chris.
Oh, I mean it's early, but
Oh yeah, it's 4 weeks in. I mean,
well, I mean if you're just basing it on 4 weeks, I would have to say Trevor Lawrence. Everybody hyped him up to be this, star quarterback, and yeah, maybe he was at Clemson, but I don't see it. I'd have to go with Lawrence.
Okay, how about you, Loro? 4 weeks in, who's disappointing on your end?
So far, it's Trevor Lawrence, like Chris said, but I expect Trevor Lawrence to continue to grow as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's why I don't like the can't miss player, because he's going to go to a team. He's going to struggle. So Lawrence would be the obvious pick. I might be a little homerish here, but I just Cousins, or not Cousins, Cook. Right now, I know he's battling with an injury, so I think that might be a little lacking. So, anybody that you guys see that might be on the hot seat? I mean, I know this is the time of year where we start getting some talks. Loro, coaches that might be on the hot seat right now going into the mid-season here. Who do you think?
It's most likely Matt Nagy.
All right, Chris, how about you?
I'm going to go with two. I'm going to say Matt Nagy, and I'm going to go Urban Meyer. I mean,
Ooh, don't put him on the hot seat just yet. Give it time with him.
Yeah. I mean,
not
I
as
know
a
that.
coach, but for what's going on there.
Yeah, what's
Not
going
as
on?
a coach.
I can see Chris's point, but I think Jacksonville and those guys are talking, and hopefully they got it straightened out. And it's hard to put a coach on the hot seat first year into it.
Yeah,
But definitely Nagy.
Falcons just got a touchdown.
Yes, they did. 2:19 left to go.
All right, so putting a little cap on that, but yeah, Nagy's definitely one. Zim in Minnesota is probably another one. Like I said earlier in the show, that there's already talk here locally, at least, that we might start seeing some heads flipping, and trade rumors they've already talked. Thielen might be on the block, and so.
Do you think there'd be a surprise firing, like if there's a coach that you believe is safe, and then all of a sudden just get.
Well, if that's the case, if there was one that it would shock me, I think it would be Meyer, being that it's just his first year there. Another one, I guess it depends on how bad they do, would be Belichick. But I think he's got a job for life there. Loro, what do you think? Chris brought up a coach that might shock everybody that gets fired. What do you think?
It's not going to be Bill Belichick. I don't think he will be, but I think that a coach that could get. I don't see that. I don't really think anybody. I think that maybe Mike Zimmer will get fired.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see that. But we'll see. I know it's getting to that mid part of the year where these teams start talking about it. You start seeing rumors and stuff. So
yeah, about halfway through the season, you start hearing more rumors.
Yeah. So I kind of alluded to it earlier, Chris. We talked about it last night on Sports Minute. Get Loro's take on it. Loro, you're inside. You're Alabama. You got 1 yard to get a touchdown. What plays are you calling?
I'm calling a run play. Run it in. Try to run it in, and if you can't, and if it doesn't work out, then oh well.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like I told my take on it last night is you get 11 of your biggest guys out there with your quarterback, and you just try to pound that ball in there. If you want to pass, I don't know why you don't do a play action pass. But Chris, what do you think? I know kind of got your take last night.
Yeah, I'm running it. Unless you really are really sure you can pass that ball, which I don't think you should.
No.
I would totally run it, but you could fake it like you're passing and just
like I said, play action back. But I tell you what, if I'm a defensive guy and I pick that ball off, I'm taking it to the house. I said that in the Seattle Super Bowl when they passed it. If I was that Butler, I think his name was, if I picked that ball off, I'm taking it to the house. As much as I didn't like New England, but still, you don't pass it in the one. You get the biggest guy up.
Try to pass it at the one if you know you have a good red zone target in like Gronkowski or something.
Well, yeah. If you got, but still, you're first and one on the one. You get your biggest guy out there, and you just either have him open the hole or what. But I don't know. That's why we're sitting here talking, and they're actually coaching. So, but. All right, so guys, final takes on week 5. Loro, anything you want to see or anything you're excited to see for today?
Mac Jones continuing his upward development today.
All right, you're getting a little man crush on Matt Jones there, kind of like Isaiah's getting on Trey Lance there. So
It's kind of like that, just because I really think that the reason why I say that is because I think it's because I liked Mac Jones since his Alabama days, and and he stood out to me in that national championship game against Justin Fields in Ohio State. So that's why I'm really excited to see him continue to grow and all that.
I really hope. I mean, we do need a new quarterback. I mean, because all the great ones are kind of retiring right now. So we got Mahomes and Allen. I mean, you still need a few of those young guns to step it up. So yeah, no, I get that. So Chris, how about you? What you looking forward to week 5?
I mean, last year, this week, this game, we all know Dak went down with that injury, and he was out for the remaining of the year.
Also, you're looking for a DiNucci sighting, is what you're telling me.
No. This is going to be the game, where it's like his final hurdle. He's facing the team that he got hurt against, and I think he's going to, have a little butterflies a little bit for pregame, and hopefully, that goes away and he performs.
All right. For me, it's I don't know about you guys, but so far all the 4 weeks have been exciting football, close games, nothing, no major blowouts. I want the Vikings to win, but something's telling me in my gut that the Lions are going to do it today. So I want to be proven wrong. I want to see the Packer Bengal game is going to be a good one. The Sunday night game is going to be good. Browns Chargers. So just keep giving me some great football action. That's all I got. So Loro, find a few seconds. What you got planned on MI6 and your personal stuff?
Yeah, for Loro Sports Pod, we got Woo Sports Center and Loro Sports Pod Sports Center on Wednesday. And then also tonight, we got the Extra Point tonight with myself, Sammy Sharp, and Ben Kirst to talk about the day's action and look ahead to week 6. And then we also got Wild Sports Talk on Monday after Monday Night Football and again on Friday.
All right. So, Chris, how about you? Coast to Coast, what we got going on?
We got Between the Ropes tonight, about 11 o'clock Central, covering Raw, SmackDown. And then make sure to tune in this week for Coast to Coast. We got 4 Bros tomorrow night and on deck this week and Tuesday Night Mania. So just tune into the network. We got a lot of great shows.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep tuning in, like Chris said, to both channels, MI6 and Coast to Coast. Yeah, tonight, you wrestling fans get a breakdown of Raw and SmackDown on Between the Ropes. You got Tuesday, we'll talk some playoffs. Playoffs are full effect right now. Tuesday Night Mania, you'll see me Wednesday on Sports Minute. But yeah, check it out. We got tons of content for everybody. So with that being said, you guys have a great NFL Sunday. For Loro, Chris P. Bacon, and myself, Big B, we'll check you all next week on the Morning Tailgate. Have a good weekend.